Okay.
All right. So it's been little. So we are all aware of the leveling up, correct? Are we all there? Phil, you're there?
You made me aware, and I rectified the situation.
Very good. Now, if you don't get all your stuff done now, that's cool.
Are we technically considered seasoned now since we're all the way through novice?
No, you're still at the last level of novice. You get one more, you'll be seasoned.
Damn it!
So you're like, I'm just barely.
Well, so I can take my first seasoned edge next.
Yes. Next level up, you will be seasoned.
Because a lot of my shooter shit doesn't happen until season.
Yeah.
All of my season levels.
Edges. I can start making shit.
Cora's super excited because things get crazy.
You know what? Now that Francis and Cora are friends, that's going to be a good thing.
Oh yeah, she's going to mess with his guns in a good way.
All right, nerds, let's play some Deadlands, shall we?
Yeah, baby.
It's been a little, so thanks everybody for coming back to hang out a little bit. Oh wow, yeah, there we go.
I wasn't even paying attention. I accept.
Before we find out what happened last time, let's get our chips, our fate chips, shall we?
I love chips.
Fate chips time.
Takis. Get me some Takis.
God damn it.
Chips.
Stop talking about all this delicious food I want to eat.
You can have popcorn, can't you?
Chips.
Technically, no, but I get cheese curls tonight.
Ooh, cheese curl good.
Yeah,
Mr. Hayes. A red and 2 whites for Mr. Hayes.
Hey.
Deputy Gunn. The same. 2 whites and a red.
Red to white.
Dr. Mathis. Mm-hmm. A red, a white, and a blue.
I'm so patriotic.
And for the Reverend Fullerton. Ooh, 3 whites. But you still get an extra fate chip. Still, this episode. Another red for Mr. Hayes. Another white for Mr. Gunn. Another white for the good doctor. And the Reverend, another white. And to remind you all of the uses for these chips, whites, those are your basic bennies. You gives you the opportunity to re-roll. You can immediately get rid of a shaken, or you can roll to soak wounds, right? The reds, what did we say that was? I got it up here, don't tell me. It's been that long. Here we go. The reds, you can negate a critical roll. So you can actually re-roll a 1 with a red, and then all of the same things that a white does. And the blue, all of the things that we just listed, and you can re-roll damage. A blue, could mean the difference between a fail, a big kill, or not a kill. This is important shit. Okay. That being said, Deputy, would you like to let us know what happened last time?
All right. Well, last time, we was in that there canyon that was full of them there bugs, and Buford and I were feeling very heroic. And by Buford and I mean myself, and Buford is chicken shit. They Are you
going to stand for that?
That's not true at all. I am joking. We decided Buford would go find help.
You got to understand that this is coming from a man who couldn't pour water out of his boots if the instructions was on the heel.
And yet I saved somebody. Okay?
And yet I saved all your asses.
I don't remember that being true, and I'm telling the story, so I think we know how this is going to turn out. All right, so I scampered down the side of that there cliff into the crazy jello mold area. That's what it was full of red glycerin jello mold, and there's bugs down there, and I made a used ammo for Springfield in a makeshift grenade situation, and I threw it and it exploded, made bugs go away. Can you guys hear Andrea hammering upstairs?
I cannot.
Okay. She's making katsu pork because she loves me. And that requires hammering the living shit out of a pork loin. So, there was a lady yelling down there, and it was the lady we was looking for, that Carson lady. And I went down the cliff, and I made him go away with a little makeshift grenade, and I broke her out with my knife. Rolled pretty good with like the knife roll, and I got her out of there, and the stuff was all messing her up. I knew that. And I saw that immediately. The red goo was transformulating them into monsters, into more bug people. So did that and kind of kept low. And then a rope came down from the heavens as if to say everything will be okay. And it turns out it was my compatriots. I don't remember exactly who's on the cliff, but it's irrelevant because I'm the hero in this story. And we climb up the side of the cliff. The Carson lady gets pulled up the side of the cliff, and then I like scurry up the side, like the way I came down. And then I think Dr. Mathis, did you light shit on fire?
Probably. I tend to do that.
I think that, and then we left. I can't honestly remember the rest of it. And we, on our way back through Cachiti, we send a forward message ahead, Santa Fe, saying, "Hey, here's the location. Bomb the ever living shit out of them." And we dropped off Carson lady, and we kept going, and we ran into soldiers along the road. I remember that. Mm-hmm. And they decided they were going to get all sorts of lippy, and Francis wasn't in the mood to deal with their bullshit, so he didn't really talk to them. In fact, he kind of cursed and walked away. I don't remember what was said there. And then we went to Santa Fe.
They were the ones that they were initially expecting that had been sent from Santa Fe, I believe.
Yeah. And they showed up with the timeliness of true bureaucracy. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Somebody with the name Keith had to stamp some forms. Keith just didn't have the time.
Ooh, I like that. I'm going to write that down. Keith.
Did you just lick a pen?
I pretended.
I don't want you to ever do that on camera again.
Does anybody want to add anything to that marvelous recap?
Would anybody like to add all level of detail?
You forgot about the conversation that Francis and Dr. Mathis had.
Yeah, found out that Dr. Mathis is one of them dead people. Mm-hmm. But I don't care about that. Because I was raised. It's a descendant of Aztec, so the whole living and dead thing sort of in flux anyway. So yeah, I just went, I don't care about that, and she decided I'm her best friend now, which I did not see that coming. If you had to make Vegas bets,
you're probably the deputy's first friend ever.
True.
Except for his horse.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that assumes a lot.
Well, and he's also got that little antlered friend that follows him around.
Good point.
Oh, the jackal.
Jack does.
Is a frenemy in that everyone around he's that friend you got that all the rest of your friends hate, and you can't rightly explain why he's your friend because you understand all their points. You get it. But he's your friend anyway. And Marcus, if anybody
Wow.
That's funny. It's funny because both Phil and I love him. Couple sips of tea on the end of that one there.
Ooh. Are we all doing this?
And yeah, we had that. We didn't really fight the bugs at all. Nothing that I recall we fighting bugs at all.
Well, that's because you were too busy with your back to the action.
No, I'm pretty sure.
No, I'm pretty sure that's what happened. While the good doctor was covering some of the bugs, I used a couple sticks of dynamite to blow all their asses up.
Yeah, I think I'd remember dynamite.
Yeah, one think you would.
I feel like you're making this up to make yourself look better.
No, don't think I'm making it up at all. Not at all.
In the defense of the deputy, he was trying to save an innocent life.
Well, and also in defense of the
tell if it's
deputy, it's all
Patrick
foam
actually
and no
annoyed with
beer.
me.
What was
Very
that,
real
Buford?
for the both of you.
What was that, Buford? I missed it.
Well, I said, and also in defense of the deputy, he's a, how shall we say, all foam and no beer.
Oh.
I love beer. What are you talking about?
He didn't understand. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's what makes him so endearing.
I'm a fast motherfucker there ever was. That's what I know.
As you will remember also,
Are we going to start this game?
you were pulling into Santa Fe as the sun began to come down. And you were told that the garrison there was on the move.
Yeah. Yes.
Was on the move south to Albuquerque.
So big. Jeez, it's big, Dr. Madness.
I'm trying to fix it.
So there you are. You're on the outskirts of Santa Fe. The sun is beginning to set. What would you like to do?
Well, I'd like to go home. Because it's been a long-ass couple days.
All right.
No, that's not true. First, I would turn to my friend. Hold up. Compatriots, we have a whole potato sack full of heads we need to cash in.
Oh, that's true. That could help purchase a nicer venue for the evening.
That's going to purchase me a whole bottle of whiskey and then a long nap. That's what that's going to purchase me. Buford?
Hey.
Well, I'm always in for a drink.
Rev, you want to make some blood money?
I will accompany you wherever you need to go. I do feel, however, that though I very much do not trust the colonel, we should at least plea to his sensibilities to help that town.
Well, all right. We got to go to sheriff's office no matter what. Go in there. Drop off the bounties. Have sheriff calculating whatever he owes us. And then we will go through and look for a car. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
He probably at the what the name's that fucking
The Palace
Chapel?
Hotel.
He probably at the palace, if I had to guess. Well, But with all this troops moving out, I would venture to guess they heading that way anyway. I mean, we did message ahead.
So, headed to
I
Sheriff's.
don't know if we got this in the recap, but the gentleman that we ran into said the whole garrison was going to Albuquerque.
I don't help. Never mind. Well, we should. Colonel might be going with him. Might need to head on by that garrison.
Well, I highly doubt the colonel gets his hands dirty.
Oh no, but he's going to stand on a cliff somewhere near him.
So you said, good doctor, I too would not be particularly surprised if he does not even accompany his unit.
I mean, are we talking about the same colonel that sent us away without accompanying us?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I'm just saying, if he ain't at the palace and he with this garrison, they move out while we all weren't running around town, we're going to look like a bunch of morons.
Agreed. We should locate him forthwith.
Well, let's check the garrison first then.
All right. How about I check in the heads, y'all find him?
I am amenable to that.
All right. I will ride around back of the wagon, grab the potato sack of heads, put it on the back of Mr. Biscuits.
So remind us all what you have in that bag.
Oh my God, are you kidding me? The
Don't have to have
three
details, but yeah. Just
3 guys, including what's his name, Dan from the 4 guys from that shootout on horseback outside of the Carson Ranch.
you were right the first time. There were 3 guys from the
3 guys
from the
No.
from the horseback fight.
Oh yeah, we knew we had evidence of bounty for 3 guys, including the Dan guy. And then we have Whitey and then the 2 guys probably from his camp down river. So in total we have 6.
6 heads in that bag.
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
He's like a murder hobo Santa Claus.
So Francis rides out. You're heading to the sheriff's office. Is that where you're headed, Francis?
Yeah.
All right. How about the rest of you? Where are you headed to?
Suppose to the garrison. See if we can find the colonel.
All right. You guys would hit the garrison before Francis would make it all the way to the sheriff's office. So we'll begin with you guys. Dr. Mathis, are you driving the wagon, or is the good reverend?
I probably would have turned it over to the good reverend at some point because, I love animals.
Yeah, you do. They love you too. And Buford, you're riding horseback, correct?
I'm still on horseback. That's
All
correct.
right. So you guys, you roll up to the garrison, which, if you look on stream, is basically a big chunk of this area here. And the activities, it's crazy active. They're loading wagons. You have foot soldiers starting to work their way out. You've got wagons. You've got cavalry. You got all that stuff going on. It's crazy here. No one is paying attention to you as you pull in.
Well, gentlemen, I suppose I will let you do the negotiations with the colonel. He is, shall we say, on the bottom of my list of people I'd care to see.
Having already been invited to his office once before, I would assume I already know where his office is and could go directly there.
Well, the office that you refer to is actually offices out of the train station.
Oh, the train station.
But not at the garrison.
Not at the garrison itself.
Oh,
He leisures and lives. Well, you think that he might live in the palace, but he certainly leisures there. Hey, you can't stay here. You get that wagon out of here.
good sir, we are looking for the colonel. Is he here by chance?
Here? No. No, Colonel's not here. Check his office. Train station.
Very good, thank you, sir.
Now get that out of here now. He rides away.
I'd start heading over to the train station then, assuming the rest are following me. Mm-hmm. Or coming with, anyway.
All right.
I'd pull alongside. Mr. Hayes, did you seem to have a level of comfortability which the doctor and I may lack? Would you terribly mind taking the lead in our inquiry with the colonel?
As it's not so much an inquiry as a report, I've got no problem talking with the colonel.
Wrong word. I'm sorry.
All right, you guys. It would take you guys a little bit longer to get there than it will for Francis to make it to the sheriff's office. So, Francis, yeah, you are now. At
I live right next to. I live right next to the
You
sheriff's
live
office.
like down the block, but yeah, very close.
I would stop at my place before then,
Okay.
and in one of my saddlebags, I would fetch Whitey's head, put it in a saddlebag, and then take it into my room and leave it there.
All right then.
The other 5 I will take to the sheriff's office.
All right. You open the door to the sheriff's office. It is currently empty.
Well, here's what it looks like. There's nobody in the cages or nothing.
Full on empty. It looks like the cell doors are actually hanging open, which is a little different than usual. Usually, even if they're empty, they're closed. But right now, they're hanging open.
Well, I'll go ahead and close them. Mumbling about people leaving things open. This is how people run into things. We don't want to pay out workman's comp, but my God, we'll leave an unfortunate working circumstance.
You talking
Then
to
I'll-
yourself again, boy? The door as the door opens.
Yeah, somebody left the door. I wasn't you, I know, but somebody left doors open.
Yep, Sheriff Dunwood. He's behind you. He's limps up to his desk and takes a seat. Good to see you.
I bet money it was Jose. How you doing? Hey, I just got back from my ride.
I should hope that you just got back, as you should probably come see me first thing, which I hope you're doing.
Well, yeah. Also, I got this to trade in. It's a tato sack full of human heads. I got papers on a couple of them.
I can smell those things. Get them off the desk, boy.
Oh, yes, sir. No, I can prove because I remembered the other 2, right?
Right.
That were from the camp.
You are
Okay.
Yeah. You are aware.
I'm almost certain
You actually have handbills for.
the 3 that in the shootout, but the
Yep.
2 from the camp, I just remembered that they were posted here.
Correct. One of them you remember. Of course, there's Whitey, which you remember. So, yeah.
All right. Well, I'll grab the one that I remember.
Okay.
All right, I got these 3 here. They're bills, and I put the bills down.
All right.
Wanted bills down, and I got this one here. He's up on the wall. Found him, and his partner here, and I couldn't. I'll look around real quick at the other ones.
Okay. Yeah, it's you immediately find Jaime Torres. That was the one from the one that you remembered was on the wall, but right next to him is both Daryl McGee and Whitey McGee.
I got shit on a brick. I got Daryl McGee here and Jaime Torres as well.
He beckons. He wants the handbills that you have.
Oh, here you go.
He flips through them.
I found them on their person, by the way. They just collected them.
Well, yeah. Can't account for stupidity, I suppose.
Yeah, especially since they was trying to run up on a ranch while it was pure fire. Me and mine already responded, and they're just like, "We'll ride up like we're going to own the place." Can't imagine.
Slow down a little bit, son. He grabs the bag of heads and drags it a little bit further away from the desk because the smell is obviously getting to him.
I've kind of gotten used to it.
Yeah. You could use a freshening up too, son.
Oh, I'm planning on it, sir, but we got a lot of work yet to do tonight. I was just getting these in for you.
Don't need to tell me that. Listen. Obviously, there's a lot going on here, and I do want to know your story. Let me tell you this. There's some things happening in Albuquerque. Them bug things, huge attack. I mean, reports at this point, before the telegraph went down, it was hundreds of them, son. Hundreds of them.
Well, that don't fit and make sense.
How you say?
We went, I told you, we went out there to take a look at them, right?
Right.
And found them. Sure as shit. Found they was...
Son of a bitch. What'd you find?
They make them out of people. They like put a goo on them and turn people. I don't know. But we Morse telegraphed ahead when we was going through Cuchiti. Told them all about it. Are they seriously not sending anybody out that way?
You sent a telegraph to who?
By way of Colonel.
Colonel.
I mean, he sent us on out there.
So you're telling me that you found, I don't know, a nest of these things west of Cochiti?
Yeah. It wasn't that far either.
And how many of them were there?
Honestly, we only saw probably a dozen, but we didn't go all the way in. I mean, we found them, and they was doing that stuff, and we're like, this is good. And all the people we talked to, all the evidence we heard, that's where they was coming from.
Who are these people?
Locals.
Like Cochiti, around that area?
Yeah, Cuchiti, but we also... Well, yeah, Cuchiti, entirely. I mean, we went down the river, right? We went west like down that river. Then we went north because we knew we could cross the river at Cuchiti. Shit, all went sideways up there. I'll go into it later. And they have eyewitness testimony of where they comes from.
Still don't add up.
Unless there's another grouping. I mean, that makes sense. Albuquerque's so far south, maybe there's another bit.
Well, that is not good news, boy. It is not good news. I'm gonna get on the telegraph, see if I can find some things out. You leave these heads here, I'll count for them. Don't you worry about that. You're owed that.
All right. Well, it's more than just me. I gotta split it up, but yeah. Mm-hmm. Hey, Colonel, riding out with them?
If this is, like most of history, probably not, but you never know. This is the biggest thing happened around here, and well, ever.
I don't mean to be rude, but it'd probably use him to get up off his butt and try something. All right,
Preaching to the choir here, boy.
I'm gonna go find my people I've been traveling with. They was looking for him.
Very good, very good. Before you go anywhere else, you find me. You understand that?
Sir.
When you see Jose, tell him to find me too. He ain't checked in yet.
Well, okay. Where's he at last?
He's supposed to be ghosting you.
Oh, come on now.
I made that very clear before you left, son. I don't know why this is a surprise.
I thought you was joking. I'm walking out. I'm walking out.
I don't do it because I don't trust you. I don't trust Colonel. You know that.
I thought I'm walking out.
Yeah. Go do your job now. Cut 2.
Dr. Corlin Mathis, Reverend Winslow Fullerton, Buford T, Huckleberry Hayes.
Yes. Cut 2. The train station.
Is there anybody named Tiberius? Buford?
I think he's paying attention. Buford Tiberius Hayes.
I like Tiberius.
I do. It works well. It rolls off the tongue pretty well. All right, you guys roll in. You are at the train station. Yes, you all know where he offices. The office that
Colonel.
Yep, the colonel's in. What would you like to do?
I think we got to go directly to his office. We got some reporting to do.
Very good. Very good. You do indeed. You head over to his office, and I will set the stage for you. We got Buford and Cora and the Reverend. You knock, and he actually answers the door on his own. Pete is nowhere to be seen. Well, now.
That sucks.
Please, I'm so sorry. Come in then. Come in. Please, be seated there. Would you all like a refreshment of some kind?
You know what kind of refreshment I enjoy there.
Indeed.
I would not be too shy to ask for some.
Indeed I do. Please, sit. He beckons to the table in the center of the room. Do you sit?
Oh, I definitely do. I feel very comfortable in this man's office.
Very well.
I would sit, but I would be quite awkward, like kind of not sure if I should sit or stand to make my point. Just but I eventually sit.
All right. He brings.
I will sit on that bench there by the door, not at the table.
Very good. Very good.
Power.
He rolls his chair in an attempt to bring to be part of the weird seating arrangement that has occurred. And then comes in and he
rolls his chair across the room. He catches a slope and just keeps going into the wall. Pardon me. Coming back.
I like imagining that it's not a fluid roll, but instead more of a like.
Yep.
And the entire time it's
he sets 3 glasses down on the table, pours all 3, brings a glass to you, Doctor.
I have my own, thanks.
Ah, yes. Of course you do. Of course you do. Well then, may I raise a glass? I'm so very glad to see all of you here.
Well, Colonel Sinclair, I'm afraid it's not much of a time for celebration, but...
Indeed, you are correct. Indeed.
Not necessarily a time for celebration, but we did in fact do what you asked us to do here, Colonel. We went out, we were able to observe and actually be able to destroy a few of these critters. Now, the only problem is, and as the good reverend is referring to, or it's seems like there's a lot of critters out there that you got to be concerned with, which is something that is probably not coming as a big surprise to you.
So then I take it you have heard about the attack on Albuquerque then?
We ran into some people on the way back. One of your lieutenants, Lieutenant Briggs is who we ran into, and he gave us some information about some stuff that was going on. So when we hit town and we saw that the garrison was actually heading out, yeah, I think we put 2 and 2 together about this whole thing.
Well, what did you find?
Well, some peculiar things about these critters. They don't seem necessarily interested in the killing of us as the taking of us. What we discovered in a canyon was, let's see where they live, these great pools of this red sludge, so to speak. And in that sludge, we found people. And the people that were embedded in that sludge seemed to be turning into these critters or something similar to these critters. We also found that they are very intellectual. They were herding cattle. They were using them, I assume, for food, maybe, I don't know, but they were actually herding these cattle.
Is that not intriguing?
Now, the red sludge itself, that was very intriguing as well. Very flammable stuff. And if we're looking at defeating these critters, it seems like flames is what's going to do the difference. It's hard to penetrate those shells. You got to know exactly where to hit, and unless you're a superior marksman like our Deputy Gunn is, then I don't suppose.
Thanks.
Then I don't suppose you're going to stand much of a chance against them. What you got to start doing is figuring out how to attack these in a very peculiar way.
You say fire. That seems to contradict, to a certain extent, what Mrs. Carmichael has discovered. Also very intriguing.
Contradict how?
Well, of course, the flames that she has used, especially from the substances that she has discovered, can certainly alight the bugs, these creatures. But it seems as though the shells are retardant of those flames.
Perhaps it's a mixture of the flame and whatever the red goo.
Perhaps.
Combination makes it more combustible.
How else did you dispatch these creatures you speak of?
Well, we happened to come upon a couple of sticks of TNT.
Of course.
And with some clever placement and throwing it, that's how we learned that the red sludge seemed to be so flammable. Once one of those sticks went up, so did the entire lake of sludge.
That is fascinating. So you say this sludge, it's was metamorphosizing these humans, you say? These town folk?
That is exactly what Deputy Gunn was telling us. A young woman that he had rescued, that he had pulled from the sludge. She appeared to have some markings of change, but there were other people within the sludge that they had definitely, they had changed into something else other than human.
So you did not see this yourself then?
Personally, I did not see it myself.
And where is the good deputy then?
The good deputy was heading to the sheriff's office.
Of course he was. Of course he was.
I had a
Not near you, fuck!
I had a much, unfortunately, closer look. Did not see the full process, but it did seem to, as though I did see some of the unfortunate souls that the goo was seemingly breaking down and then presumably reamalgamating.
That would explain. It would explain the many missing that they're reporting in Albuquerque. Seem to be taking the town folk there as well. What I find strange now, where did you find this sludge you speak of? Where was this occurring then?
Do you have a map?
Of course. Reaches back to his desk, pulls out a map, and unrolls it on the table in front of you.
And I give him the approximate area on the map. I point to it.
So
You'll find it down in the canyons there.
Yep, near the Carson homestead.
Let's do this one. All right. Oops. So you say you made it here to Kachidi.
Yeah, we headed west to Kuchiti.
So I see. And so the canyons then, probably essentially in that area there. And Albuquerque, of course, is down south here. What's the numbers that, the numbers of these creatures that you saw in those canyons? Did they number hundreds?
No, I think we saw about, what do we see, about a dozen or so? Oh, don't you say three?
I would say somewhere around that. We didn't explore the lengths of the caverns, however. There could be more pods.
This does not sit well with me. I fear there's a much larger infestation than I may have felt before.
Well, definitely if it stretches as far as from Albuquerque to Kuchiti.
There's a great many smaller communities that span that area. From Kuchiti down to Albuquerque. I fear for those folk there. But a bargain is a bargain. You seem to have done exactly what I asked. We may need more individuals such as yourselves if we're going to defeat this particular enemy. Now, do not get the wrong idea. This has become something more than just an extermination of some vermin. I'm afraid this is the new war. Very well, then. Your rooms are still available to y'all, and I will hold up my end of the bargain. Mr. Hayes, you will find your payment in your room at the Palace Hotel.
Certainly do appreciate that, sir.
And there may also be another surprise there for you.
His name is Kent.
Good luck for you. Good luck to you then. And good Reverend, the reconstruction of your church has begun, but I must apologize with what we are facing now. I will have to put that on hold. You will, however, find a sufficient area there to begin to build your congregation.
That's all well and good, Colonel. Of course, the safety and well-being of the people of these communities is of the highest priority. On that note, I'm all word I have gotten is that you are sending the entire garrison to Albuquerque. I understand the need, but certainly there are contingents help coming to these smaller communities.
I appreciate your concern, good Reverend. We will do our very best. But for now, we will concentrate our forces on the insurgents of Albuquerque. Please, do not get me wrong. We will, on our way there, we will do our very best to make sure that everyone is safe. Doctor, I believe that you and I also had an arrangement.
That we did.
And to show my good faith, the answers you seek are also in your room at the Palace Hotel. I also believe that Mrs. Carmichael would very much appreciate a visit, and if you could brief her on the many things you've learned, I would appreciate that.
I would very much appreciate a visit from her as well. I will see her first thing in the morning.
Very good, very good. Now, I apologize, but I must ask you all to take leave. I have much to do. Much to do.
You gonna jerk off in the bathroom?
I get up and leave without a word.
I intentionally leave my satchel behind.
Do I notice that his satchel is sitting there?
Make a what's it called? Notice in this game?
Notice roll?
Yes.
Notice versus stealth. Go.
Let me see here. I think that's a fine idea, Mr. Hayes, if you have a stealth roll for me.
Yeah, hold on a second. My Foxit just took a shit.
I'm gonna buy you like a crap load of beef jerky, like cheap ass beef jerky that you can use for your cigarillos. Like so many Slim Jims, so many fucking Slim Jims.
Hold on. My Foxit just took a shit. I can't even read my sheet.
What? I think his prop cigar is quite appropriate.
No, I think it looks great. That's not my problem at all. I just like the idea of him slowly eating his cigars throughout the course of the night.
Oh, the people that chew on cigars, I think that is so gross.
Yeah, but they'll be beef jerky. Hey, do you guys know what biltong is? Since we've got like a minute here while he's doing stuff.
Is
What
that like
biltong is?
Biltong?
Biltong.
It's South African. It's not beef jerky, but it sounds like beef jerky to Americans. They don't put sugar on it at all, but it's heavily spiced, aged meat, generally beef, which sounds like beef jerky, right? But it's not. It's closer to like charcuterie style, like aged pork shank and stuff like that.
I want it.
Spiced all to hell, and it's almost always spicy as shit. I found a site that you can like order biltong online. I might just send it. I fucking want it.
Do it.
Though. It's expensive.
My stealth is 15.
Wow.
Oh, I do not see it.
You do not see it. Nice.
How long you know how to burn shit invisible there, Buford?
Whew. That's a lovely, lovely roll. All right.
I will leave as well.
Does the colonel see it?
Almost assuredly not.
Nope. He did not see
I bet he does. I don't want to ruin that. I don't want to ruin this beautiful moment for Buford. I'm sorry.
All right. Back.
As we're heading out there, and I'm getting ready to mount onto my horse, and I assume the rest of them are getting into the wagons and into the horses as well.
Right.
Well, I do believe I left my satchel inside. I'll be right back. And I head back inside.
All right.
I knock as I enter.
Sneaky fucker.
Enter. Mr. Hayes.
I seem to have forgotten my satchel. I just needed to pick it up.
Oh, yes, of course, of course.
But actually, sir, there's one more thing that I needed to tell you that maybe I didn't want my friends to hear me say.
I'm very glad that you chose to come back then.
Now, where I say that fire seems to work on these critters, it would take a lot of fire indeed, because the doctor did send a blast of flame from one of the flamethrowers at it, and I still had to take it out with, well, what shall we say, just a blast of energy, if I may say.
You may say.
And that energy seemed to take care of those things like nobody's business. In fact, that seems to be what took care of them on the train on the way here. So if we're looking for something that you and I understand,
Very well, then.
that is just an observance of mine.
Now that I can use.
All right. Well, you have a good evening, sir, and I hope that you are able to. Well, you have something to say, yes?
While you're here, may I ask you a question, sir?
By all means. You may ask, that does not guarantee an answer.
Of course. While you were investigating this infestation in the canyons near Cochiti, did you happen to find or perhaps stumble across any of the ghost rock?
My long pause in answering, you can probably already know the answer to that.
Indeed, indeed I do. Thank you very much, sir, for your transparency in this issue.
No problem, sir. I'm sure that the favor would be handed back likewise. You have a good evening, sir.
And you as well, sir.
Oh, I better pick up my satchel. I head out.
Were you guys waiting for him?
Yep.
In his absence, I would have probably already started into complaining to the doctor that I imagine Buford would come out too, and I just know he won't. No, I know he cares not. So I would have gone on and on about how there's no way he's going to help those people.
Oh, absolutely. He's not sending any of his men. I believe it was implied by the I wish that there were more of you, that this is now our job. That was the implication.
If we are sent there, that is better than sitting on our hands and waiting. But I suspect he will send us on an unrelated quest in order to find more information for whatever his purposes may be.
Well, unless he's got something to offer me, my business is concluded with that man. I didn't hear any trace of there will be more assignments for you. I did not sign up for indentured servitude to this man. I have what I came for. He holds no power over me.
Deputy Gunn, as you round a corner, you see the three of these folk. You see Buford crawling back up onto his horse, and you see that the other two are having some type of heated conversation.
Hey.
Hello.
Come on, day ain't over. Much we want it to be.
What else do we have to do?
I didn't tell you all this because I legit thought it was a joke. Not trying to lie to you, just thought it was some bullshit. One of my fellow deputies, Jose, apparently was shadowing us the entire time we was out there. I don't remember seeing no Mexican man anywhere along the trail, except for Jaime, but that dude's head's in a bag back at the sheriff's office.
Does your friend possibly have the ability to shapeshift into a jackalope? Because that's the only person I saw tailing us the entire time.
Let's be real careful here. Friend is a strong word.
Well, presumably you have a familiarity with the man. Is he in any way sneaky enough to follow us unnoticed?
Jose is a good individual. I love him. I have no idea. I don't hang out with them on the weekends. If that indicates anything. And I got some stuff to do tonight, so I wanted to find you and give you a proper rundown of what it looks like in case you see him, okay? Tell his ass get back to sheriff.
Of course.
So I give a proper description of what Jose looks like.
Right. You give a description because I'm kind of lazy. You give a description. It looks a lot like this.
He looks exactly like
Jesse McCree.
Clint Eastwood from The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, but they changed the skin tone slightly.
All right.
Am I wrong? Did I just say anything wrong there?
No, he good looking.
Yeah.
You go.
All right.
It's like definitely a pre-robot arm Jesse McCree.
So they heading that full force down to Albuquerque?
That they are. Sparing no men for the small towns on the way.
There's never a doubt. Listen. Hey, look at me. That ain't ours. I'm a deputy of Santa Fe. And all y'all ain't law enforcement or military. I feel for those people just same as you do. But that ain't ours. You understand?
Well, as I was telling the dear Reverend here, what I came for, the Colonel has provided me waiting in my room. So unless he has some other carrot to dangle before my nose, my business with him is concluded.
And I
For
understand.
those poor people, but
I understand that, but no heroes, okay?
I'm not a hero. I'm a doctor.
I'm just making myself clear.
Damn it, Francis. She's a doctor, not a hero.
Now, all y'all, all of us, deserve a damn bath and a damn drink. So, go get yours. It's a pleasure riding with you. I'm sure I'll see you around town. You stop it.
Gives you the side eyeball.
I'm sure I will see you more often than I won't see you.
We'll see.
So I would walk away towards the hotel, towards the lodging, and as I pass Mr. Hayes, I would say, seems that, or I would kind of mutter, seems that this is no time or place for heroes.
Not y'all. I'll turn around. I'm gonna head south.
Okay. Do you have a particular destination in mind?
Yes, out of town a couple miles.
Oh, all right. Very good.
Well, first to my place, but then out of town a couple miles.
All right.
Before he turns around, I do wish the good deputy all the luck in the world.
I would like to refute luck, but I'll take it.
I'm just hoping you're not met up by your little antlered friend again.
Jack ain't so bad. Little two. He good.
Francis is riding away. He ain't so bad. Just talking to the back of his head at this point. He doesn't give a fuck. Oh, man. How about the rest of you?
I will be heading to the hotel. I'm very interested to see what is in my room.
Very good.
Same as me.
Excellent. Reverend, you also, of course, have a room at the Palace Hotel. Would you like to accompany them?
I was already very much on my way.
Very good. Yes, you work your way through town. The streets are, other than a couple of the main streets headed south towards Albuquerque, things are pretty slow. Not a lot's going on. People seem to be hole up in wherever it is they spend their nights. The sun is really low. It's it's just above the horizon. The night is coming soon. You work your way over to the Palace Hotel. Up Palace Avenue, down over here. Boop, there you go. Right here. This big old awesome building here. Come on, work. Oh well, it's okay. Yes. As you enter, you're surprised at the number of people in the tavern area. And you actually are you all entering at the same time, or is it okay?
I suppose.
And it seems quite rowdy there. As you hear this.
Sound effects?
Here I stand, the goddess of
I didn't hear
desire.
Are you hearing anything?
Set men on fire.
No.
Damn it. I thought that would work. I tested and everything.
Grab some coconuts.
You hear... I was sure that would
But
work.
worst case, he heard it.
Apparently, Stream heard it.
Stream heard it.
Stream heard it.
Okay, so you guys didn't
So-
hear it. Well, Stream heard it. There is
I have this
a
power.
lady on stage
Morning, noon,
singing
and
a
night,
song
swing and dancing.
about just how
Some quit
tired she is.
romancing.
So very tired.
Shower.
I'm tired.
Just
With one
so tired.
Is it true what they say?
And
Satisfy their lustful
the
habits.
to
I'm not a rabbit.
Cora to
I
the
need
good
some
Reverend.
rest.
You're as excited. I shouldn't. I won't put those thoughts into your minds.
I'm tired.
It's obvious that there is entertainment in town.
Tired of love.
But Mr. Hayes,
I've had my
Mr.
fill
Hayes
of
recognizes that voice,
love
a voice from his
below
past,
and above.
the voice
Madeline
of
Kahn.
someone that he knew very, very well in his formative years. Someone he spent a great deal of time with, actually.
You ever used to
Someone-
be black?
Someone he had a falling out with. He recognizes that voice as Bonnie Brassard. Now, this is for those of you who on stream, Bonnie Brassard and the good and the good gambler Mr. Hayes once had a relationship.
Oh ho ho.
Purely asexual.
Business partners, I'm sure.
The performance continues. The performance
business and
continues.
anal.
What would you all like to do?
Barkeep. Bottle of whiskey to my room, thank you, and I leave.
Very good.
Also, because I have to pee, so I'll let other people do things.
Reverend sir.
I believe my first and foremost priority would be to go up to my room and clean all the blood, sinew, and whatever else off of me.
Very good. And Mr. Hayes.
Of course, I've got to get that drink first.
Very good. Do you sit down or mosey up to the bar? What would you like to do?
I'll head on over to the bar first. Get myself a good 3 or 4 fingers worth of whiskey. And then my plan is to head on over and have a seat as close to the stage as possible.
Very good. Because I wanted this to be just as big a surprise for Mr. Hayes as I wanted it to be for everyone else, a little bit of explanation is necessary at this point. Mr. Hayes, as part of his background, has, for lack of a better word, we'll call it a nemesis. Mr. Hayes, you remember what the actual an adversary, I think is what they call it. Yes,
Yep.
is what they call it in this particular game. He has an adversary, a minor adversary. And this is a person that he had business, both dealings with both business and pleasure. But things went awry. Things went sour between them. And for the past several years, this adversary of his has been tracking him, I don't want to use the word stalking, but it might be an accurate term. He sits down, Mr. Hayes, you sit down at a table close up to the stage, and Let's see here. Let me get... This is Bonnie Broussard. Bonnie's voice is a bit husky.
Ken?
A bit huskier than you might imagine from such a wonderful performer. But their relationship was deep and meaningful at one time.
I bet it was deep.
And as you sit down, Bonnie notices you and begins to sing to you specifically, trying very much to make eye contact and smile.
Oh, and Bonnie definitely has my eye contact. In fact, I raise my glass to her before I drink.
She nods as she continues to sing. Cut to the outskirts of town.
Did you get my message? I'm assuming you got my message.
You talking to me?
Yeah, no, the other people in the group.
Yeah, no message. Must be talking about somebody else.
Facebook.
Okay, Facebook. I'm like, where the fuck did you put? All right, let me check.
You know what I should do? I should
here.
whisper you on. I should whisper people on.
There's like 4 different places.
Yeah, no, we need to decide on a thing. No, you're correct. I fucked up on this one. Well, I'm be heading south of town.
I see what you're. Yes. Okay.
Probably quite a few miles, but I feel like as a character I would know where I was going.
Indeed.
Kinda.
Right. I think so as well.
And I would head out. I have Whitey's head with me.
Yeah, you do. You, the sun continues to drop behind you. Well, actually, it would be sort of to the side of you, but still, continues to drop. But you do have a sense of direction, and actually, Mr. Biscuits has figured out exactly where you want to go.
Whenever we arrive, we arrive.
Very good. You come over the top of
I'm in no hurry.
Of a small bluff, and you can see in the distance what look like some fires, some small fires in the distance. We'll cut to Dr. Mathis. Mm-hmm. You enter your room. Things have obviously been readied for you. No one was quite sure when you'd return. But yes, the room is clean. There is a small card on the bath that simply says, that to contact the maitre d' if you wish to bathe. And on your bed is a single flower. It's been there a couple of days, so it's a little more wilted than you would have. Then it doesn't look quite as beautiful as it did when it was laid there. But propped up against that flower is an envelope.
I'm gonna kind of pick up the wilted flower and throw it over my shoulder. I don't care. And rip open that envelope.
You open the envelope, and there is a single piece of paper inside, folded into the standard trifold of a nice letter. Very nice parchment. Very, very high quality parchment. You open And on that parchment is this. To the good doctor, your husband and son are currently in the township of San Isidoro. But I do warn you, San Isidoro, at this time, is no place for the living or the dead. Cordially, Colonel Sinclair.
Crumpled up. Throw it in the fire. 'Cause I assume there's a fireplace. It's a palace hotel.
There is now.
I'm making things
For
in
the
my
sake of drama.
My room has
As a fireplace summons itself from the wall.
I'm that kind of dead person. My power is summon fireplace.
There's a knock on your door. Knock, 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 knock.
Room service.
I open it.
Yes, there's a young man standing there. He has a bottle. For you, ma'am.
Thank you. Flump.
Yoink. Shot.
Ow.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Lady. God.
You want me to fluff your pillow?
Well, I guess I'm researching San Isidoro. If it's not a place for a living, it's not a place for my son.
Cut to. Reverend Sir, how are you spending this portion of your evening? You have gone to your room? Yes?
Indeed, and I would have if nothing is out of the ordinary, my intention would be to clean up as is possible in a timely-ish manner. If there is not a way to get a bath drawn in by the maitre d' or whatever, I would likely use a wash basin, put something on myself to smell a little less bad, and then get dressed up and go downstairs for a drink.
You don't
or seven.
send somebody up there to wash Reverend Wilson. He's gonna burn this motherfucker down and talk to your manager so goddamn quickly.
Hold on.
Uh-oh. Here we go. Side gag.
Now I would like to speak to your manager.
Yes, I mean, you can certainly get a bath drawn, but I mean, they need to bring the water to you.
Yeah, I would like to just kind of splash some water on and get the grime off of me within a half hour.
All right. Do you have a change of clothing or no?
Yes, I would have had a suitcase with me with some change of clothes.
Very good. Yeah, easily within a half hour, you can clean yourself up. At least you feel more presentable, and the smell. You're going to assume that you still smell. You can't tell. So there you go. All right. Back to Mr. Hayes. The performance ends, and Bonnie is showered with accolades. The applause. There's people.
That's not all that Bonnie likes to be showered with.
Oh!
I'm sure she had a very pleasing baritone.
Water?
I refrain from doing the slow clap.
She. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love you all. I will be back here tomorrow as well. Please, yes, come see me. Oh, thank you so much. She works her way off the stage and saunters up to you, Mr. Hayes, and just stands Buford.
Normally I would stand for a lady, but we all know what this is here. Why don't you have a seat?
Someone's from the crowd scampers up and actually pulls the chair out for her. Oh, why, thank you so much, sir. And she seats next to you. He bows and actually shakes her hand lightly and then moves away. I see some men still have manners.
So, if I didn't already know, what brings you here?
Well, my fans, of course.
And your fans just happen to follow me wherever they go?
I go where the work is, Buford. Do not flatter yourself.
But it always seems like wherever I end up, there you are. Oh, as a matter of fact, 2 days later, almost always. I'm curious how you get your information.
So, what brings you here?
Well, you know me, always looking for different things to do, different challenges. That's why I'm here now.
So, work then.
Yeah, what's that?
Work then.
Oh, definitely work. I'm always working. You know I'm working. I'm an honest man.
Such an honest man. Buford,
Joke of the night.
when are we going to stop these games? There's a perfectly good, profitable business opportunity back in Louisiana. Baton Rouge is calling for us. Come on, darling.
Now, you certainly know that going back in business with you is, how shall we say, not in my best interest.
I'm hurt. A little.
Well, it didn't work out. How many times before has it not worked out?
She reaches over
I
and
mean,
grabs
shame
her
on me
glass.
once, but, 5 times?
It's sweeter every time, Buford. Places the glass
Maybe-
back in front of you.
Maybe it's sweeter for you, but it is soured for me. So what really brings you here?
Work, dear.
Well, that's what you've said. But I can't trust you. You've proven that time and time again. We can be honest with each other.
Can we? Can we be honest, Buford? Are you willing to be honest with me?
I am always willing to be honest with you.
Please. Who is she?
Who's who?
Who is she, Buford?
Do you think I'm with another person?
Mathis, you need to run.
You lying bastard. She gets up quickly enough that the chair shoots out from behind her. She's about 6'2", by the way. She's got really nice shoulders.
It Yeah.
And she stomps off backstage.
I look at the person next to me. Doesn't matter who it is, and I just say, well, that went well.
Cut to Francis. You slowly ride in to a small encampment.
Paiute.
Yes.
Southern Paiute, to be precise.
Indeed.
This will be in Southern Paiute language.
Okay.
Hello.
Hello.
How you doing? I need to speak to Elder Timberwolf, please. If I'm allowed.
Wait here. He steps off. He's in, sort of disappears into some shadows. Wish I had a visual for this.
That's a brush. He just fell.
Let me see if I can quick find something that I can reference here for imagery. Okay, yeah. He disappeared. He disappears into some.
You didn't.
Yeah, he disappears inside some shadows, and reappears at the entrance of a small, essentially a hut that's been sort of put together with brush and sticks and things of that nature.
You probably shouldn't show the transvestite, though.
Oh, good call. We'll go back to just this.
It's a lovely woman. Strong.
He, the tapestry door of the hut slides open, and a hand comes out and beckons you.
Biscuits, wait here. And don't eat too much this time, I swear. Take my hat off. Ugh. Walk in. Evening. Come in peace, obviously. Normal. Coming in peace.
Yes, deputy, please. Please sit.
Yeah, thank you. I said I have a strong question, favor to ask of you.
Really?
That I do not have an obvious way to repay.
Let us begin with the favor, and we will talk about payment after.
My job as deputy within Santa Fe took me to some places recently. We was trying to deal with them bug things, if you ran into them at all or heard of them out.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyways, met a man who had some information. Unfortunately, had to kill that man. But I do have a piece of him with me. And I was wondering if perhaps his spirit could be contacted in some way.
And your reason for asking for the spirit?
Originally, honestly, I killed him because I thought it'd be good for me. Bring his head in. Show it. Give me a leg up. But them bugs is bad. Albuquerque's gone, I think. We don't deal with them. Anyway, I think I think I have to talk to him again.
I see.
So we can figure this out.
I see. How long has it been? How long has his spirit been out?
Ooh, he be gone 3 days. 3 days. His face don't look so good, I'll be honest. The bullet went through the back of him there. I don't know if that matters. Just being honest.
The flesh just is a container for holding the spirit.
Yeah.
If he is still connected to the container, or perhaps connected to you.
I should note this man was an evil man. And if there's a place in which you don't come back from, he went there.
I think what you want is possible. But I do need to ask you for what purpose do you need to speak with him?
He talked about a rock that controlled. Well, he wasn't specific, but I think he was talking about controlling them bugs.
So, your motives are not purely for you.
Not no more, no, sir. Chief, whatever.
We will try. We will try.
I'll leave him here with you, or should I stay, or...
You must stay. You must be a part of this. It is your hand that killed him. Perhaps your hand can help bring him back to you.
I understand, sir.
Give me the remains.
It's just his head, and it smells a bit. Just...
It does, and 3 days? Oh.
It's hot. I mean, we was on ride, and that was in a potato sack. That was not an ideal situation.
It didn't smell that good when he was alive either.
Cut to Dr. Mathis, excuse me. Dr. Mathis.
Who is that?
You are now, yes, the San Isidoro. You have a destination. Mm-hmm. What would you like to do at this moment?
Well, it's in her mind still early, and obviously can't go to sleep now sitting on this information, and I've probably downed about half of my bottle of whiskey by this point. She's gonna make her way downstairs.
All right. As you, you make your way downstairs. You make your way downstairs. You actually you enter the tavern area at the moment that the beautiful Miss Bonnie has thrown the chair away from her as she leaves Buford's table and stomps up onto the stage and off and to backstage.
Well, I've got half a bottle of whiskey, and I'm still holding it. I'm taking it with me. Mm-hmm. So I'll just mosey on over to Buford's table. Plop my bottle of whiskey down and say, "You look like you need this."
You would not be incorrect in assuming that.
I'm gonna look around. I'll reach behind me on another table and just take one of the glasses from the table, and I'll pop open my whiskey and I'll pour it between the two of us. You were done with it. Lovely lady, tall.
Oh, yeah. Bonnie's very tall.
So, what'd you do to put a thorn in her knickers?
Well, we used to be partners.
Namely,
Just
you put a
business
thorn in her
partners,
neck.
that is. We was business partners, and we've run afoul on a couple of occasions. And it always seems to be whenever I'm somewhere else, Bonnie seems to find me.
Isn't that always the way?
Yeah. I never quite can find out what she's looking for.
Besides the company of a charming man such as yourself.
Well, I'm not one to toot my own horn, but it is hard to quit me.
And she, that is a legit loud laugh that she lets out. Oh. Fucking Colonel. You seem buddy with him. Why are you so friendly?
He's an interesting man. But aside from that, I was hoping to have a chance to speak with you anyway, kind of one-on-one.
Oh, good.
When we were down in that canyon, things were going on. This was when Francis and I were staking some things out. I happened to run across something that I think you might be interested in.
Oh, really?
Something that I have a general interest in, but I just don't know how it may benefit me. And I reach down in my satchel and I pull up something from my bag and I just reach across, open up my hand and let it sit on the table. Small piece of ghost rock.
You just made me a very happy woman after a sorely disappointing evening. I'm gonna pick it up and look at it, weigh it. About how heavy is this?
Bigger than a bread box.
Did you give her just a single rock, or did you give her all?
It was just a single rock. I just reached in. It fits inside my fist.
3 metric tons.
It's quite a dense rock. It's quite a dense rock, but
It shoots right through the table.
maybe I would say it's like maybe 8 ounces worth.
Okay. This is a pretty nice specimen added to my own collection that I carry with me. I could do a few things with this.
Now, I'm not as familiar with the uses for this substance. Is this something that we can discuss now, or
Oh, absolutely.
be more private?
They're all 2 sheets to the wind. They left when I took their glasses. I think we're fine. Now, the properties of this particular material are slightly unstable, but when refined in proper ways, they can add to weapons of sort, fuel some fire as it is. Those weapons that our dear friend sent with us, those are created by and infused with this substance. So with a little bit of time and a little more practice, I could potentially tinker a bit with your sidearm there, make it a little bit more powerful.
So maybe to make it a little bit more worth your while. if I were to happen along, come upon a lot more of this, would that be enough payment?
Oh, my yes. The things my husband and I were working on were that would make some of those come to fruition.
Because currently I can't see how it benefits my, shall we say, particular set of skills.
Yes.
But with what you're talking about, that enhancement may just help me out a little bit.
I would say that would be the beginning of a lovely partnership. Hopefully with a better ending than the one that just left.
Let me tell you, it couldn't be much worse.
I hear you on that. Breakups. Hey,
Well, then I'm about to put a really large smile on your face. Mm-hmm. And I reach into my bag and I pull up the rest of the ghost rock in the bag. And I place it on the table in front of her.
ooh. If I weren't a married woman, I'd say that I was in love with you. But unfortunately, that's still illegal.
You know, even if that was the case, I'd say that there was a term for people like you, but we'll not say that here.
What time is that? I missed that part, but that's fine.
I'm from Utah. I got a name for it.
Gotcha. And now I'm following along. Sorry, I've had whiskey. I've had a lot of whiskey.
You estimate that's like a 5-pound bag of ghost rock.
I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna make so many things when I can.
I'm gonna inject it right in my eyeballs.
When I can finally make stuff. Ooh, I'm gonna make so many things. I take it you found this down in those caves in the cavern?
Yes, that's exactly where. Well, actually, in that wagon.
In that wagon?
Yeah. Now, this may be of more interest to you because it appears that they may have been mining. And if they were mining and they were finding this ghost rock, finding out where they were when they found this, it definitely would be of interest to you.
It would indeed. It would also be of interest to several parties. Not all of them as charming as me.
So they're saying that this is, well, of course, anything can be used for nefarious purposes.
True.
At this point, I'd like you both to give me a quick notice roll, please.
Six.
7.
You both at pretty much the same time see Reverend Fullerton enter the tavern.
Oh, so the Reverend didn't join us when we entered the cavern in the first place?
He went up and got himself all shiny clean.
That is correct. Thank you.
So he's like walking downstairs.
I go ahead and motion
Fall
for him
down.
if he wants to join us. Motion to a chair next to us.
I hold up the bottle of whiskey and shake it.
Here he is,
Look what we got.
Santa Fe.
He starts to head towards the bar to grab a drink and then sees that before sitting down, he was holding up this, that he sees that there is a bottle there and just reroutes to the table.
Free booze, best booze.
Mr. Hayes, before he gets here, I should thank you for your discretion of the particular skill set I have that you saw earlier.
Let me tell you what.
I owe you an explanation.
You actually don't owe me any explanation. We all have things that we say hidden in our closet.
I'm more the skeleton than the closet, but I understand.
That's funny for lots of reasons.
I know, right? Oh, you're so clever.
So it appears that I'm about the only person that still reeks of the day.
Oh no, I do. I'm a chap.
Oh, okay.
No, I read the letter that was addressed to me that the colonel left in my room and immediately began drinking.
No judgment here. I just got a little closer than I would have liked to have. Had some on me.
Understandable. Either you two men been to San Isidoro?
Can't say that I have. I'm actually quite new to the state. Territory. What have you.
I'm in the same boat as the Reverend.
Well, I guess tomorrow will be a commence asking around day.
Would you like to ask anything else of anybody at the table before we cut to Francis?
I'll think of shining topics of conversation while we're doing Francis's stuff.
Very good. Cut to Deputy Gunn. It has gotten quite warm in that little tent. They have some coals in the center that they brought in from somewhere else, and the heat from those coals are warming a liquid. A really pungent smelling liquid.
I mean, I can mostly smell myself in that head, so I'll be honest, it don't matter.
The head has been placed at a very specific spot just outside the coals, but the coals, that red glow falls from the bottom of it. And then it's twisted. You basically have Whitey McGee staring back at you with his tongue all out. Bloated, gross, red glow from underneath the chin. And your host grabs the bowl that's been warming on the coals and hands it to you. Please, drink.
Thank you, sir.
It is not a tasty liquid.
And swallow.
Yep. He takes
Probably
the bowl.
slightly better than Child's Delight.
He also drinks. Places it back on the coals. You start to feel a little tingly. Are you resistant?
Absolutely not.
Okay, very good. Then you just relax and you let yourself fall into an incredibly warm, relaxed state. Your mind begins to wander a bit. Wander to you, your new friends, the sky, the trail, the red ooze, and you're snapped back by the voice of your host. Great spirits, lead him back. Lead the spirit of this man back to his flesh. Back to this man who released the spirit from that flesh. Return so that we may ask you the things that need to be asked. He looks directly at you. Call to him. Use his name.
Whitey McGee. You come here now, and you do something good with your sorry existence.
The place continues to get even warmer. But you're not sweating. And the warmth seems to come from inside your belly. Call to him again.
Whitey McGee, you need to come here now. You need to help those that are still living.
A breeze, a wind from the fire swirls throughout this little hut. Embers glow even brighter. Small sparks rise from the fire. You swear you just saw Whitey's head move. The tongue is pulled back into its mouth. And you swear that you've just heard that head exhale. Do not fear. Ask him your questions.
Whitey. That rock in San Isidoro, does that control the bugs?
Where'd you send me? Where am I? It hurts so much.
Whitey, you dead. You answer me, okay?
I'm dead.
You died.
I'm dead. The head is moving as if it were alive, still bloated and gross and disgusting, but making all of the mouth is moving, the eyes, it even seems to be breathing. Can you kill me again?
Will, in a second, you answer my questions.
Seems
that rock you was talking about to me, does that control the bugs?
It ain't so much a rock. It's a living thing. It's like there's something inside it. It's something that wants to be born. But
all right. What's it look like? Where'd you bury it?
I buried it underneath. You can tell it's starting to struggle, as if it's being silenced or pulled at from some other force.
No, Whitey, pay attention. Come on now.
Concentrate. Keep him here. Speak to him.
Whitey McGee. Whitey.
It's in San Isidoro. It's in the cellar. It's in the cellar. I buried it there. They can't find it. They can't find it. If they find it, it's
what?
They'll kill the boy. They'll kill the boy.
What's the golden child? What's that? What's his name?
So beautiful. He's just a light boy.
What's that name?
I can't. It seems to be sucked back, and the coals die out completely before again bursting back into flames and then dying back down to their regular embers.
spirit is gone. What is this? Light boy.
I don't know.
Are you going to San Isidoro then?
Ain't nothing in this world can stop me. That thing, that rock, not a rock. Life. That thing controls them bugs. They're gonna take all of New Mexico and then God knows what else after that.
The spirits have showed me things. You need to be very careful. Deputy, you may need these.
He hands you a small bag.
It is for the tea.
For the what?
For the tea.
He points to the bowl that's in the coals. Inside, you see 3 sort of small, almost cactusy looking bulbs.
What? I poured in the thing?
He holds the tea, the bowl back and hands it to you again.
Okay.
It is in the tea.
So
Drink.
straight up, dude, I poured in and then I drank it. I'm gonna be on.
You make tea.
Oh, okay.
It's for the tea. Drink more if you wish. It's kind of a good high.
No, for real. I had like a trick hip thing going on. I was feeling pretty good.
Yeah. Quit bogarting it all.
Well, hey, I thought it was for me. All right.
Bogart hasn't been born yet.
This is where it was born.
It's the treasure of Sierra Madre, motherfucker.
Cut 2.
I leave, by the way.
All right. We'll stay with you for a second then.
Yeah, shut up. That's Biscuits. He says hi. All right. I gotta go. I'm gonna...
Be safe, deputy.
Hey, you let me know what I owe you for this, okay?
You must save the world.
All right, like that's a high price. If you had like a dollar amount you could put on that, that's like below. All right, we'll talk about it later. That's okay. Okay. now who's Bogart? What the hell? Biscuits, town. Let's go.
Cut 2. Back at the table.
Anyway, that was the 3rd time I got herpes.
Again, apologies for taking so long to return.
Be afraid of Carolina when it themselves.
Did I miss anything?
Well, the Colonel gave me the information that he promised, but it was less than I was hoping for and very vague, and I'm quite frankly pissed about it. But I have whiskey, and I have a location.
Yeah, say that again. What is your beef with the Colonel?
My beef with the Colonel?
Yes.
Well, I asked for some very specific information. He gave me the answer to that information, but then also at the same time said it is too dangerous for a lady such as me to go there.
I see.
To which I say, fuck that, I'm gonna go there.
Well, I now understand.
What makes this place so important?
Well, if you must know, it's where my husband and my son are. And I aim to find them.
Quite valid. I apologize if I brought up a sore subject.
Oh, my son is delightful. I would very much like to see him again. My husband, I would like to dismember and send his parts to the 4 cardinal directions.
So, you not being with your son, it sounds like it was not your choice.
'Twas not. No. I hate to say my husband made that choice for me.
Do you know his whereabouts now?
San Isidoro.
Saint Isidore.
But I do think I should do some digging. The letter the colonel left me was essentially said it's not safe for anyone to be there. Which only makes me want to go there more, because if it's not safe for my son, then obviously I don't want him there.
The way things are developing, it seems likely this entire territory may no longer be safe.
That is also true. Chad, would you mind popping the map up?
I can.
I would love to see where San Isidoro is.
So as you look at the map, obviously you have Santa Fe.
Mm-hmm.
You have Albuquerque. You have Cuchiti. And you have San Isidoro.
Oh.
I was muted that entire time. It's twice the distance of Cuchiti, but there's like a established plateau range or something in the way.
Yep. There's actually the mountains that mountain-ish. The canyons that you found were essentially here in this area and you were, when you found that cavern, it was pretty much due west of Cuchiti, because the ranch, the Carson Ranch, is essentially here, and then the canyons were here.
Mm-hmm.
So that mountain range, that's basically the let's call them the foothills that eventually become the the Sierra Madres go across here. I believe it's what it is.
Yes.
And then they stretch, those broken canyons and things like that stretch all the way down into this area with Sia and Santa Ana. So San Isidoro is sort of tucked inside of those hills.
That is very interesting as to its location. Anyway, that is where I intend to make my way towards that direction. Maybe not tomorrow, but in a amount of time.
You must have some concerns that the area that it's in, you know, that's west of Kachidi.
North
And,
of Albuquerque.
It's kind of known to be critter area.
Absolutely. Interesting that it's nearly equidistant between the two places where we know that there have been sightings and hives of these creatures. And further into the foothills of the mountains. Bit too coincidental for my liking.
It's curious. And worrisome.
Anyway, where are you boys off to next?
I'm always in search of that grand poker game.
I do not know what I will do. The colonel has promised me a church here, and it all seems pointless in light of everything going on. The walls of the church do not make it holy. It's all about the people. If there's no people, because they're all dying, what kind of shepherd would I be if I sat around and abided by that? But I know now what to do.
Can I get a quick notice roll from everyone at the table?
5.
6.
I swear I'll roll it eventually. 5.
As you guys are talking, you notice that I don't know. There's something going on in the hotel. You see, you've seen a couple of people enter the lobby and talk with some people, and then point outside, and you see some people starting to move towards the door and even towards some of the windows.
Would you say it's from the window to the walls?
Appears there's some sort of commotion going on.
You see more and more people gathering around windows and people starting to move outside. They seem to be craning their necks to see. They all seem to be going towards the what would be the western windows of the building.
Are there still like waitresses about?
Yeah. There's we'll call them a showgirl. Is when she's not on stage. Yep, she's there. She's taking orders, bringing drinks. Yep.
I'll flag her down.
She seems a bit distracted. She seems to want to go to the windows too. Yes, ma'am.
What's the hubbub?
Seems to be something wrong with the moon.
Something wrong with the moon.
Yes, ma'am. That's what I'm told. I haven't seen it yet. I think we should all go. Should we all go outside?
Can I roll perception since I am outside?
Well, I'm getting to that point. Well, give me a moment.
Well, now you have piqued my curiosity. Gentlemen, would you like to come gaze at the moon with me?
I could do something.
I tell you, this has piqued my interest as well. I go ahead and rise, and I start to go outside.
Phil, say no. Hard no.
I take my whiskey.
Not taking the bait. I'm not going to. No. I too would grab my whiskey and join.
Yes, as you work your way outside, people are starting to spread out, and they're all looking west. Francis, as you're riding north back into town, yes, to your west, it is painfully obvious.
Is it a blood moon?
It is indeed.
Oh my God.
Large. The moon seems incredibly large. And low on the horizon, a blood red. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun.
I would pick up my pace back into town. Shut the fuck up. Run faster.
You do notice without a roll that you are being paced by Jack.
All right, hold up a second. I gotta do a thing. What did I decide it was?
Well, if that's not a bad omen, I'm a ferret.
Tabu, do it. You knock your shit off, man. Come on. Hop up. I'll put my hand down and have him to give him a way to hop up on top of biscuits.
All right. Let's roll to see if he understands what you want him to do. Just a straight up intelligence roll.
I did say the peyote name of.
Yeah, you did.
So.
And
in case that means anything.
Full success. Fucking got a raise. Jack leaps up.
Oh, Jack, you separated my shoulder there, man.
Grabs your arm and starts to crawl up you.
Ow! Stop! Ow! You got claws! Don't ruin my hat, Jack! I'm serious! Serious here!
He finally settles down just behind you, sort of on half like grabbing the back of your coat and sitting on the what that piece of the saddlebag that goes across the back.
Hey, Jack.
Mr. Biscuits.
Hey, Jack, can I ask you a question?
He smells you.
Are you Jose?
He just perks up his ears.
I didn't think so. I was just asking.
Oh, nice.
This is the worst. This is the worst. This thing is so evil. It's so gonna kill us. But we're just adopting it.
It's not a we. I've done this. You have all done your best to get rid of this evil contraption. I have not.
Cut back to our three heroes standing outside the Palace Hotel. Reactions.
Wow, that's unnatural.
I do not believe I've ever seen anything like that in my life.
Dr. Mathis, do you, roll like a education. Do you have some like education or something like that, or just straight science maybe?
Yeah, I can do science.
Like gay science.
I'm gonna roll science, target 4, but a -1.
Okay.
This isn't probably a direct thing you would have studied as part of your studies as a weird science.
Yeah, I'm not a doctor of astronomy.
Right.
But I'd hit a 4.
You do hit a 4. Okay. You can't with a 4 with your basic understanding of this that this blood moon should not be happening at this time in the Earth's rotation.
Well, this is highly unnatural. I mean, this type of moon is a natural occurring phenomenon, but not at this particular season of the year.
Libras are in retrograde. You know how it is.
Is there like a history roll as well that you could do, Dr. Mathis? Is that something in this game? Let me see here.
Investigation.
I don't have any kind of history. I have common knowledge. I have occult. I have
There you
science.
go.
All weird science.
Let's
Occult?
No, let's do let's make it a common knowledge roll. Let's do that.
It's not great. My common knowledge. Oh, holy shit! I raised.
Wow, with
8.
a raise. Okay. Well, with that roll, you recall a conversation that you had with a very drunk shoemaker in Colchidi, where he told you about another blood moon that happened 2 weeks ago.
That's right. That's right. I will share that information with the gentleman to my side.
His name's Kenny.
Oh shit! Other side.
Huh?
Nothing, Kenny.
Okay.
It all Keiths and Kenneths tonight.
2 weeks ago. Oh. That would have been prior to our arrival.
Prior to even the attack on the train.
Mm-hmm.
Out of character.
Do you remember? And actually, Dr. Mathis, do you remember the conversation that you had with drunk guy? Okay.
I do not, but I will note that I would not remember 2 weeks ago.
Ah, yes. Good point. Okay, then.
Mm-hmm.
With that, I'd like you to make a spirit roll, please.
Okay.
What's that mean with Mathis? Does that mean a different thing?
That's a 4.
Very good. Very well.
Made me nervous.
All right. That information is, yes, been provided to you guys. What would you like to do?
Well, seeing as that it's not really an actionable item that we can do anything about, I'm thinking personally, I need a bath. I need to settle in for the night. Normally I'd be looking for a poker game, but it has been a long past couple of days. And, of course, seeing Bonnie arrive, now it's just put me over the edge.
Are you entirely safe alone in your room with her here?
Oh, I would think so. Well, Lord knows. But I would think so. I can take care of myself.
I don't doubt it. But if I remember correctly, our rooms are connected by a wall, so you just knock if you need anything.
Oh, definitely.
I, too, could do with a bath and finishing off this bottle of whiskey.
Hey. This is, I'm must say I'm a bit taken aback by your everyone's casual reaction to such a obvious bad omen.
Well, Reverend, what What does your book say is to be done in the presence of a bad omen?
Diddle kids.
Again, not Catholic. So, before I answer that question, Mr. Game Master,
Yes.
do I recall what was happening 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago, I mean, you would have been on your way to
Albuquerque.
to check out your congregation. You probably at that point you probably hadn't made it to Albuquerque yet. You were probably in route. And I'm gonna say that you would remember because of your geographic location at the time. You probably would have noticed probably a subtle blood moon 2 weeks ago.
Quite frankly, this book here doesn't have a whole lot about this manner of omen, but my personal experience is it is best to pray and prepare and be wary. Which I suppose I will go to my room and do now.
So Reverend Fullerton has headed back inside and is on his way to his room. Buford, have you already left as well?
Oh, yeah, I already walked off.
All right, you walked off, leaving.
I'm looking forward to seeing what my additional bonus was.
There we go. And Dr. Mathis.
I will.
Remember you.
I will give a look up and down the street, just on the off chance that I happen to spot Miss Deputy Gunn. And if I do not see him out there, then I will turn around and I will head back into my room.
What you do see is a lot of people standing in the street with their heads turned upwards, pointing and chatting about this incredibly large, low-hanging, bright, blood-red moon. But yes, no deputy at this point. So you've turned and you've gone inside?
I just shake my head, turn around, and say, "Turkeys in the fucking rain," and then I'll go back inside.
As I'm walking in, would I hear her say that?
Sure.
I kind of stop and I think to myself,
What a wonderful world.
So many musical references.
I gotta do it for everybody.
I turn and I head out into the street.
Okay.
I find myself a box of some sort. I stand up on it.
He's about to soapbox people.
People of Santa Fe.
Huh?
I beg you for just a moment of your time. I am Reverend Winslow Fullerton. Would ask you all to prayerfully consider these words. Clearly there are dark times upon us, but fear not and remain vigilant. You should all go back to your homes. Keep safe. The peace and protection of the good Lord be upon all of you. And good night.
I would like you to give me a faith roll, please.
I cracked myself up there because when he said, "I'd like you to all pay attention to these words," banana, coconut, Batman said, "Thank you."
Depending on this faith roll, that may be what I may as well have said. So we'll find out.
Wow.
Shit.
Maybe it was better than banana coconut Batman symbol.
As you try to step down, a small crowd has begun to sort of gather around you. Thank you, Reverend. They continue to thank you for your words. Reverend, thank you. God bless you, Reverend. God bless you.
Bless you as well. Please. Go to your homes and be safe.
Very well, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hallelujah.
And the crowd doesn't really disperse so much as they watch you enter the hotel. Rock and fucking roll, dude. Nice.
I like how he went from Dredge, who his whole power was derived from manipulating crowds, into a priest that his whole power is derived from manipulating crowds.
Right. All right. Cut to Buford. You unlock the door to your room, and you enter.
Well, I do hope the door is still locked before I,
Yes, it was locked.
Definitely. Excellent. Thank you.
You enter the room. It has been cleaned. As the bed has been turned down. It has been ready for your return. You
Turned down for what?
And they keep rolling in those references. On the small wash basin table next to set up in front of the mirror, you see a bottle of bourbon, something that looks quite expensive. And next to that bottle is a cylinder, a capped cylinder. From the door, you can tell that the surface of that cylinder is shiny.
Picking up the cylinder, does it say it appears to be something that can be opened?
The cylinder is it looks to be a leather cylinder that has been capped on each end, and yes, the caps do look removable.
I do remove the cap on an end.
Oh my God, he stole the Declaration of Independence.
The cylinder itself is about, we'll say 13, 14 inches long. And you pop one cover, and inside it looks as though there are pages. Pieces of paper.
There are what?
Pieces of paper.
Pieces of paper.
That have been rolled up and placed inside the cylinder.
Well, then I definitely have my curiosity piqued. Well, then I reach in and I pull out these pieces of paper.
As you remove the paper, I'd like you to roll a D4 for me, please. With how'd you get a 5 on a D4 roll?
That's what I'm wondering.
You would have exploded once and then gotten a 1 on the subsequent roll.
Yes, exploded. Yep.
So you got a 4 then, correct?
Right.
Okay. All right. You as you unroll the paper, you notice very quickly that you recognize the kind of the structure on the page, the way that things have been written on the page, and as you examine it more closely, you are very aware that it is pages from a Hoyle's Book of Games.
This is something that I will be studying then.
Yes. Would you like to study it now, or would you like to study it later?
Well, is this something that can be looked at before going to bed, but then utilized the next time it's needed?
Indeed it can.
All right.
As you study, I won't make you roll. We'll just you become aware that it is a spell to detect or conceal arcana.
Excellent.
As you're studying as you're studying the page, I won't make you roll. You notice that the curtain around the tub has been pulled close.
And normally it's open. I pull out my Derringer first and walk over to the curtain, and I slide it open very quickly.
In the tub, covered by the warm, soapy water, you see Bonnie. Well, it's about time. Thank you very much for watching this week, people. I'm so glad that we were able to come back and finally play some Deadlands.
Put it in there, Buford.
I was going to say shooter. You have a choice. One of two options.
The worst part is when we hear knocking and come running.
Technically,
One way or another, there's going to be a shot.
oh no. All right.
All right,
Sunday.
everybody.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Do the outro.
Yeah, indeed. Thanks for coming hang out with us. We do this quite a bit. So coming up on Sunday, we have Distant Star, and then back on Tuesday, we're doing a new thing. It's called Research and Durnk Development, which is us up our own asses about creativity, which is super cool. And then of course Wednesday, more Krasman 5e, and then back to here, Deadlands. If you want to come hang out with us on Discord, you gotta watch us live. Anybody drop the Discord link? We're gonna work on that right now.
I just did.
And you can always catch up with all of the crazy shit we've done over on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Durnk Industries. Thanks a bunch. Have fun. Be good. We love everyone.
Woo!
Whew, it's good to be back. It's good to be back doing some crazy. Thanks, guys.